Welcome back. It's great that you could join us for our next main topic, which is identity and connection. Throughout the next few videos, we will focus on tangata whenua, peer support, and how the two relate. We will also provide some information on Te Tiriti o Waitangi, in particular, the three principles of partnership, protection, and participation, and the two po of tūranga waiwai and tino-ranga tiratanga.
As we start today, we'd like to mention the My Life, My Voice whakatauki again. Nau te rauro, nāku te rauro, ka ora ai te iwi.
So can you remember the English translation? With your food basket and my food basket, the people will thrive. We do like to remind you often that what you bring to the disability community and to My Life, My Voice as a volunteer peer supporter is super important, as it makes us stronger as a whole. Right, so let's get on with the learning. Identity and connection is based around tangata whenua so that peer supporters can work in a culturally safe and competent way.
To start with, we're going to talk about Te Tiriti o Waitangi, often referred to as the treaty. This is certainly not an in-depth training on the articles and principles of Te Tiriti o Waitangi. What we want to do is to introduce it to you and explain about how Te Tiriti can guide us to be better peer supporters. Te Tiriti o Waitangi is Aotearoa New Zealand's founding human rights document. It was signed in 1840. It set the relationship between the Crown and rangatira by establishing the rights and obligations of both parties. It created the right to belong for all citizens.
As you may know, there are two versions of Te Tiriti, the English version and the Maori version. These versions have different meanings of sovereignty. In 1989, Sir Hugh Kauwharu translated the Maori version of Te Tiriti o Waitangi into English. This translation shows us what Maori chiefs understood when they signed that version. Sir Hugh translated kāwanatanga more correctly as government. The Maori version and its translation is the version we use today. Bishop Bennett was the first Maori bishop of Aotearoa between 1928 and 1950. He wrote a beautiful description of the Te Tiriti. He said, Te Tiriti o Waitangi is a promise of two people to take the best possible care of each other.
Te Tiriti o Waitangi has four parts. In te reo Māori, the four parts are Kāwanatanga, Article 1, Tino Rangatiratanga, Article 2, Ōritetanga, Article 3, and Wairuatanga, Article 4. The values of participation, self-determination, and equity are found in many parts of Te Tiriti o Waitangi.
The first article is Kāwanatanga, government. It describes how the Crown partners with Māori in decision-making to ensure input and leadership at all levels of the system. The second article is tino-ranga tiratanga, self-determination. It is when Māori are fully respected to control their future and to be included in decision-making, planning, and developing what matters most to Māori.
The third article is Ōritetanga, equity. It focuses on a commitment to citizenship for all. This is the foundation of our multicultural society. Tangata whenua, people of the land, being one partner and the Crown representing all other cultures as the other partner. Nonetheless, we are all citizens of Aotearoa, New Zealand.
Historically, tangata whenua have been disadvantaged by social and financial inequity based on legislation. They have had a lack of access to opportunities. As long as these disadvantages remain, we have not delivered the obligations of Te Tiriti o Waitangi.
These concepts of kāwanatanga, tino rangatiratanga, and ōritetanga are enveloped by wairuatanga, wairua, and spirituality. Wairuatanga is the space between emotional, historical, and physical feelings and experiences. Many convey this as religious belief, which it can be. However, that's a narrow definition of wairuatanga. It relates to the right to freedom of religion and other beliefs. Wairuatanga has been called the fourth article of the treaty, but has no official standing. Wairuatanga was discussed to be in the original treaty. It was agreed not to be included when the treaty was completed.
So that, as we said, is a very basic introduction to Te Tiriti o Waitangi, and there is a lot more information about this out there. We encourage you, if you're interested, to do some research to deepen your knowledge about this document. But for now, we're going to leave it there and move on to a tool that was developed for understanding Te Tiriti. We will cover this tool in the next video. But for now, thank you for joining us. We hope that you managed to learn a little bit or deepen your understanding. Take care, and we will catch up with you in the next video. Bye.